such a great game to start off our day. I do not know if our Rally Cry halftime show is gonna live up to it, but hey, we're gonna try and keep you amused as we wait for the legendary epic game 2. And for this one, well, I took to the Twitch chat to see. It's a good logo, right? Kudos. I didn't even add that. That's all production. But
shout out Monkey Bubble.
It's those wonderful emotes you can get if you subscribe to either of our channels.
Yeah, LCS _challengers or Path to LCS.
You can use the emotes
50% goes to players and teams.
As well as let us know your takes. So for this one, we're just going to be looking back at a couple of things Twitch chat said about the game and kind of facing for ourselves how we're feeling about things. So right out of the gate, you got to keep in mind, these are in chronological order from when the game's starting off. Right out of the gate here, Mazel.
Delphi, you know where to go. All right, you got Masu with Zeri. You got Kindred for Yuji. Easy dub, right? Easy dub. I like this take. I think this is based because, first of all, you should not give Yuji Kindred. He didn't even really get any kills early on, and he still looked damn good. So it's a little bit scary. So good take, though.
I think FlyQuest, I agree with the take also, and I think FlyQuest played around it really well. And the fact that there's a lot of early pressure coming through from something like the Rex side. That vision game in those early levels was so important, and I felt that from that moment on, it was actually kind of hard for AOE to recover. They had a valiant effort, and they had a lot of good looks and good fights, but they got slowed down too much, and they were never able to pick up speed.
So we're gonna say here, Elfie with the Chad.
Yeah.
Opinion here. Versus
where
we're going. Yeah. look at this chin. Wow. All right.
I mean, it's set, of course.
It's set. Wow. All right. On to our next Twitch take here. This one's coming up from FlyQuest. They don't quite explain how it went down, but you can kind of guess where exactly those channel points were going.
I mean, if they actually used all their channel points, based. So they probably got a lot.
How many channel points did they have though beat down? That's the real question.
I mean,
what's
they
the
could be a
looking
lot.
like?
Because I, for one, would do that constantly on this channel where I always bet all my channel points on someone. I actually had 100K during the promotion tournament, and then I lost it all. But that's not the point. FlyQuest won it. That's what matters, and their take is based.
I feel like FlyQuest just going in the chat and betting on their own team is just like straight up like mic drop. Like they know exactly what they came here for. There's absolutely no notes whatsoever. Just here you go.
Base take mic drop. I like that one, especially because the bias just absolutely shows through. So it truly is a mic drop.
It's their job.
Their job.
To be biased.
It do be their job. They do. FlyQuest said, by the way, they went from 2K to 3K.
I saw that.
I don't know.
They were pretty favored, so I can't imagine the odds were incredible.
Where the rest of their channel points go? It's all.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, that's the question I raised at the beginning. How many channel points do they have, huh?
Yeah, maybe you should be watching Challengers League more, FlyQuest.
They might have just lost them all on a previous.
Maybe the last time. Oh, maybe they bet them all. When they played against TLC, because that didn't go so great last week. So that's probably what it was.
Wow, you can't. I was about to say you can't kick them all. They're down, but like they're up right now, I guess. So kick them all you want. They're ready. So it's all
just
good.
Approving violence at this point.
No, that's not what I meant. All right, we're moving on. We're putting that one under the rug. We're not gonna. We're gonna talk about this one. This one coming out from Garbu. All right.
Oh, hey, come on.
I don't know if I can consider it farming next time.
That's kind of grief.
He had like 4 kills in the very beginning of the game.
You know what it was? Like the first 7 or 8 minutes, he wasn't able to get anything.
True.
So that's probably when I'm guessing that comment came through. So at that time, sure, but he also ended the game like 8-1. So
yeah. Dude, Will's
you kind of got to hold that, Garbu.
Good. Yeah, we'll take it into account that it was probably at the beginning of the game when we were talking about for a long time how Will was kind of just watching Yuji take a lot of the forward advances of the vision.
Front row seats.
The farming game was big, but then Rek'Sai farmed for a little bit and then got real big.
Yeah.
So I originally was going to do this with like the like it didn't quite like pan out, but I feel like that doesn't actually quite work out then considering like how it didn't pan out. So I guess we're gonna go more of like this direction. I feel like this might be a little bit more fit.
Is there a popcorn? We have a popcorn emoji, right?
To look through the list.
I think so.
Putting me on the spot.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just more I was thinking because, front row seats, he was watching something along those lines. But
farming popcorn. Is that what?
Exactly.
Farming
Is that what you do when you go to the movies? You farm popcorn?
I mean, yeah, recession
popcorn,
and everything
really,
like that. They're making you farm your own popcorn now.
If you want to farm popcorn, there is enough of it on the floor. I highly do not recommend that.
If you're farming popcorn, you're just growing
I don't know about that one.
So at that point,
you could have some success. I don't know. All right. Next Twitch comment. Twitch comment here. Moving right along, getting away from the popcorn. This one is talking about being impressed with the pressure management of FlyQuest. Words aside from keeping her on the back foot. This is a well thought out comment.
It's also correct. Also, please. There it is.
Twitch chat we know and love.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that, and that's what we were talking about. Like at the end of the day, FlyQuest basically kept Will out of their side of the map for the most part, or prevented him from getting any real value from some of the attempts he went for. It was really smart. Understanding their win cons and how to prevent AOE's win cons is some good stuff. Good job, Twitch chat.
I just can't stop thinking of the Plink.
And Plink.
That's all. That's my.
Listen, this is Twitch chat, Lennon. We can't be too smart and sophisticated.
This is where we're going on the Plink.
All of that analysis, and rizzle me this.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Twitch chat. They gotta keep it consistent. They can't say too smart of things all the time, or else we're gonna be out of jobs. Okay, so
that's kind of crazy that the artist kind of nailed my bandana, just looking at it even more closely. It's kind of trippy.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
No, the artist was actually so incredibly based on the emotes.
Shout out to Moofy.
100%. All right, going on into our next take.
It's gonna be hard to beat that last one.
It's gonna be a little hard with a few words.
Never mind. We got the best one. Cassante balance. That's right. And don't you forget it, Twitch chat. He's not overtuned.
There are answers.
He is not discussed. There's two answers, one of which only Quacker plays.
I'm just saying. We saw Shaji whip out the Darius into Cassante last night at the LPL, and it looked damn good.
Yes.
And I don't know
my God. Thank you, Lennon.
Darius,
Thank you. You're right.
There are picks against Cassante. You can let that through in first ban, but Cassante is not a balanced champ.
Literally, real quick. Yeah, to be fair, very unbalanced. Literally every top matchup, can Cassante land Q3? Yes, he wins. Great. Except for Olaf and Darius. There's literally nothing you can do. It's so oppressive. You want to uninstall at every minute, every level. So play it.
This is just the other team going up against Cassante. Please.
Don't play Olaf. Don't play Darius, please.
Oh goodness.
All right, and then our next comment here. This one's coming along near the end of the game, and I mean, we can't have happy-go-lucky comments all the time. So
Garbu's back. He started off so supportive of the Rek'Sai, and then it's just as Twitch chat goes, it takes a big roller coaster straight downhill.
I have the answer. Garbu, Cynthia, can we look at me real quick? This is not just for you, Garbu. This is for everyone who plays solo queue, excuse me. Kills aren't the only thing that matters. I know. This is really hard for you to understand. If the kill number goes up, the dopamine goes up. But there's turrets, there's objectives, there's farm. All things I need you to consider. There's more, but I already know I'm giving you a lot. We're just gonna leave it on that one, okay? It's just there.
There's no I in team.
Players when they have to do more than one thing. Literally.
All right, we're gonna send along right into our last one, as we do have a game up around the corner, and I do want to make sure we can get our last Twitch take in. I feel like it's one that I might agree with, and a lot of people might agree with, but here we go. Simply put,
the Wi-Fi wizard decided to log in a little bit late to the game, but started it off with a double kill.
Except when he flashed into AoE's base. He logged out for a second. Just a second. But besides
that, exciting, so it's okay.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Challengers League.
I'm trying to recreate. I don't have the.
Can we get those made IRL? Can that be our? Can we?
I need to keep my thunder sticks when I go to LCS finals or something. It'd be perfect for this.
You don't keep those?
No. What? Where am I gonna pack them on the plate? What are you talking about?
You deflate them.
You take them as a pillow. On the plane?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
You'll be fine. But hey, the first game was super exciting in this series. So we still have another one. So AOE going up against FlyQuest Challengers. Our draft is ready. I will see you two dorks later.
All righty, we're going to be getting into game 2 now as we speak. AOE are on the blue side. We got FlyQuest over there on that red side. So a little bit of changes for that. They will have counterpick on the side of FlyQuest though. So interesting to keep that in mind. We immediately get that Gragas respect ban by AOE, and I think we'll see a lot more of that in this first phase.
Yeah, potentially. And the thing I'm most interested in is what's the priority going through here? Are AOE expecting, especially because they were the ones who banned both Yuumi and Milio on the red side, which isn't that common really. So I'm expecting to see that maybe AOE...
At least in Challengers, yeah.
Yeah, AOE try to prioritize one of those for themselves here. Get themselves a really strong combo. Zeri, Yuumi, Lucian, Milio, something like that.
I appreciate the continued focus towards the Kha'Zix. I still think that's something that unlocks Yuji so much, even though we're looking at the Kindred and saying, well, he looked pretty unlocked on that one too.
He did.
We do get the NACL lock away by FlyQuest Challengers, something that you rightfully need to take off, and it is the Yuumi as well.
Right, and now this last pick from AOE, I mean, you ban something, another jungle pick, you ban something you don't want to see from FlyQuest side. You could kind of force them in that position where they also have to ban Milio, because otherwise that's going to be the fastest first pick in North American history, as they're going to take away the Vi from Yuji.
They have the Cassante left open. Do they get baited? That's the question. If there's
more
than one power pick on the table.
No, don't say that. Do not first pick Cassante.
We do
That's
get that
crazy.
Milio taken off the board here by FlyQuest, so rightfully so. We'll see, as the Aphelios was actually banned by FlyQuest in game number 1. It's also something Lynx typically can find a lot of prowess on, and would just be opting straight into comfort for AoE.
100%, and that makes sense too. Instead, they don't like you, Lennon, and they baited you, and they're just going to go ahead and
They do like me because
Kindred.
I do want me to go get the plushie again. Or...
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, maybe they're just having some fun. You know, when people like each other, they mess with each other a little bit. You know, little jokes.
Wait,
that's what happens.
That's not how that works.
Really? Oh,
Wait,
wow. My friends must not.
Relationship?
Oh, okay. You had me questioning for a second. Do my friends just hate me then? What's going on?
No. That's a conversation for another time. I do really appreciate this, though, with the way that Rek'Sai played out for Will in game number 1, opting still into that very resource-heavy carry jungler.
There you go.
Heavy jungler. But the Wukong on the other side is still available, and it's something in the meta that is just so unbelievably strong.
Absolutely. Really good at skirmishing early as well. Could pair well with something like the Ahri that we've seen a lot come through here, or the Annie, which is likely what FlyQuest are going to prioritize, as that one is one of the premier mids at the moment here. We're having a little fun with the hovers, but there's no way Will is coming through here.
They know what's coming. They're just saying, I know you're going to pick it. You know.
Yeah, they're just rolling through jungle picks, forgetting the fact that they first picked wow, wait, they're literally just rolling through jungle picks. Yeah, he's having fun.
He's just having a good time. He's representing
mental warfare.
Our summer child.
The game.
The Swain locked in.
Oh,
let's go. And the Cassante. So hey, you got 2 pieces in the meta and a wild one.
All right, we're gonna start with something that's okay. Actually, it's not a blind mid. Never mind. I no longer have an issue. And taking Cassante right away for concept is good. Faisal did work in that last game. The Swain is very interesting. It makes sense because if we talk about Swain's effective range, I mean, Wukong is running right into you. Annie can kind of play with your range a little bit, but Aphelios, one of the shorter ranged hyper carries that we have, also will have a problem running into a champion like that. So it's usually not something, a spicy pick we see early on, but with the Annie already coming through, I like it. Dark Wings, let's see what you got.
Yeah. You gotta have a little bit of confidence in yourself to be able to take this Swain, especially because it is a bit of a comfort for Dark Wings. He also has a 75% win rate in competitive on it, so not too bad. We were putting the Venn diagram together with this Kindred, but as we go into the second phase, we do have that bot lane focus, as that will be the case for AoE. They get the Rakan band away. We also get the Jinx ban by FlyQuest.
We could just see another 80 carry ban away for FlyQuest 2, just because of the fact that, I mean, bot lane hasn't been picked, support hasn't been picked. 2 really strong carries on the patch out of the picture. Lynx now has to dig a little deeper into the pool. Maybe we see Ezreal, maybe we see Xayah, something along those lines. But yeah, the pool's been pinched.
Darius.
Oh my, if Faisal plays Darius, I'll lose it. That would go crazy.
I don't expect it, but we might. We'll see what happens. That Olaf ban finally from AOE does signal, though, they want to give this matchup a little bit of something in the top side. We do get that Zeri ban, so rightfully a lot of big meta ADCs taken off the table. It is the Gwen that's locked in for FlyQuest.
It's I'm not gonna say a counter, but it's a decent matchup into the Cassante again. Can you land the Q3? That's the big question here for concept. So now we have that bit of anti-dive there for the Gwen, that ability to kind of make space, which is going to be really important because we already talked about how much of how vulnerable a champion like the Aphelios is. And that's why I like the pivot a bit from AoE. You have the Ziggs coming through here. It's going to be that Ziggs Nautilus bot lane. You have that range in your favor. You still have the all-in potential and gank setup. And you have Breezy, who we know is really good, getting around the map, having an impact on something high impact.
I really appreciate this kind of setup from AoE. I think the meta has come alive for FlyQuest. They get the Aphelios, they get the Lulu, that's huge. But the upending nature that AoE are going for on the blue side this time around with this Ziggs combo in the bottom lane, it is about using their strengths. And I do still expect them to try to be active early on, and that will continue to be so for them, because if FlyQuest get to a late game position like they did last game, and the way their team fight looks, it gets scary for AoE. But if you get ahead, that Summer Child might just be the ticket out of that winter cold.
So I will say now it's AoE who have a pretty good, I would say, maybe not advantage, but they have a pretty good team fight in the late game as well. I'm less worried than I was with the first composition in game one for AoE if they fell behind. Because the big thing for me is once Ziggs gets online, especially if you go the correct build like Shochi, Ludens into death cap, you have so much damage. Your ability to clear sideways with your ult because the cooldown so low is insane. It's really your ability to take turrets early because of the satchel charge is also very impactful. So I'm expecting Will to have that impact on the bottom side of the map and get links around the map to start breaking down turrets.
Well, speaking of getting on the map, we are on the map for game number 2. AoE on the blue side, FlyQuest Challengers on that red side. We got a bit of a different look from AoE, but a lot of the same strategy coming into this game too. And if you want to get involved, make sure you're spamming in chat who you think's going to win, AoE for AoE Gold or FlyC for FlyQuest Challengers.
This time it's AoE laying down a little preliminary vision in those first few minutes, and FlyQuest are going to do the same thing. Big for FlyQuest with how they managed to track Will in the early minutes of game 1 and how impactful it was for the rest of the match. So now we see AoE doing a little bit of the same, still keeping my eyes on where Will is pathing, on where he's going to be able to have that impact. You have the Ziggs bot side, something I'm really watching out for, just because again, its ability to take turrets, your ability to poke from a distance. You don't actually have to dive into FlyQuest champions. You arrange all of them. So this is a big thing, especially if they get ahead.
I try to find that momentum. I'm in a feels bad state of affairs for Will in game number 1. He was popping off on the Rek'Sai, and still the Rek'Sai can't find the wins. Shout outs to Rafa. Maybe he can
give him some
figure something out. Give some bad juju or give some good juju over to the Rek'Sai. But this time around, I do think you have those marks you have to look for. You have a goal for Will, and that also leads to the decision making being a little bit cleaner for AoE.
For the moment, it's tough. You're seeing the bot lane get pushed in here. Will is pathing downwards. Could easily see a gank come to fruition here. And oh wow, they're not even gonna wait for ganks.
We go at it early and often. Why not? Because the 2v2 matters that much more. And I do expect a lot of influence from this jungle down towards this mid or even bot side a little bit more. But specifically, wanting to see maybe a little bit more action between these two mid laners. Somebody who we didn't really get to talk about too much last game was Spyrax. Even after that early try onto Darkwings under tower. Now in the Annie matchup with the Swain.
Yeah, I like this from Yuji. I was wondering if he was going to go for a gank in transition there. But Darkwings, we saw the ping. He's respecting it.
Very, very close. Spyrax tries to go for that flash, but Darkwings is thinking one step ahead of him. As Will be taking that red buff. There was an attempt by Yuji. Not going to find anything.
Nope, it's going to be flash for the mid laners. It slows down Yuji's clear a little bit. Is going to give that advantage to Will. could look for a play bot side. This wave's actually looking like it might be pushing away from Lynx and Breezy. So with the knowledge Yuji is in the area, we could see a cover as well from Will before he goes back to base. And it's looking like, well, where he's walking, that's what's going to happen.
Now that we get the hustle, which one is it going to be? 50-50. What do you say?
Oh, no.
Wrong side.
That just means it's gank time.
They are looking for a little bit of something on the bottom side, but UG will get this Scuttle Crab and be able to cross over to the top side of the map. For the priority right now, engage on Namasu comes through. Link's able to pepper some damage in as well. But Yuji was waiting the whole time for Will, who goes into Spirax, gets stunned here. Will in some trouble. He doesn't have Lamb to get him out, but he's got first blood, baby. As Yuji, he's trying to clean it up. One more will do it. Dark Wings should be able to clean Yuji, but this red buff, the healing, the sustain, and you can't hit the ability. Yuji gets a response.
Still, it ends up being pretty nice for Will going 1-for-1 there, considering, watch this replay. The fact is, no vision coming through here, trying to see, look at that. He knows where roughly he might be, so it's looking like he just decides that he actually wants to walk into this brush. Yeah, he just had no, he should know that he was there.
Yuji ran to his jungle instead of sticking around. You never know about those situations, but as soon as that goes wrong, that is what excites me about this player, Will. That is what excited me on 100 Thieves when he was there, and that's what excites me on this AOE roster, is he is so quick to adapt to situations, and he's so decisive.
He is. Even in some of the clips we showed at the top of the day here, or plays, examples where he's able to turn around situations he may not have been expecting to be in. This is just another one of those examples. And of course, first blood on a marksman on the Kindred is going to be a really good start here for AOE, even though Yuji managed to get a kill for himself too. Now we're getting closer to that level 6 mark here for the solo laners. No one's going for dragons just yet. I'm expecting AOE to put heavy pressure on that Rift Herald. With the Ziggs on your team, getting those turrets low, being able to get that early first brick and move them around the map is the perfect way for AOE to snowball this game the way they couldn't in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, AOE in game 1, they were trying to go for dragons early, but couldn't really keep that sustainably, as FlyQuest had gotten a bit of a say in the game as the time went on, but maybe AOE trying to opt into that Rift Herald, giving them some lane presence here. There's also AOE who didn't really get those first towers down and weren't really finding those defensive structures gone earlier on either in FlyQuest. Trying to stop AOE from doing that this time with the Ziggs against them.
So far, it's been pretty good. Lynx, one, using the advantage of the teleport to come back to lane with Lost Chapter, and took advantage of Winsome and Yuji showing mid to get a turret play coming through here. And you're just seeing what I talk about with the range. He can just keep lobbing those Qs, Masu and Winsome, unless they flash on him. There's no way they could really even threaten him, and Lynx is just chilling. Oh.
Just chilling and farming up until you're not, and then you get caught by FlyQuest. He does get polymorphed there, but able to use Satchel Charge out of there.
I mean, Satchel Charge
chill, he
goes
says.
Crazy. Yeah, it's chill. Lynx, he doesn't care, man. He knew. He wasn't hovering his flash key. It's fine. And now, though, could be that timing for the recall. You see Will is in the area, but instead he's just going to get, this time around, he rolled and is going to be able to pick up his first Hunter's Mark.
And I love that we've really highlighted some of this stuff in the jungle, but it seems like bot lane is the 2v2 scuffle that we maybe were expecting in this matchup.
It just keeps giving.
Will going for the dragon, so far good objective presence, and the vision really working out from the blue side for AoE that was definitely lacking in game number 1.
Yeah, you can infer Yuji's on the other side of the map. With this permabuff prio, it's really easy for you to just go ahead and pick up this first dragon, and it means that there should be enough time for AoE to reset and go towards the top side. I want to see them prioritize this Rift Herald. If they got both early objectives, it would be a fantastic start to this game too.
And to find a little bit of breathing room themselves as they get another turret plate in bottom side. You get the Ascension here in mid lane. Not going to find much on a Spirax, who did burn the flash, so that'll be a cooldown they want to revisit. Absolutely. And they're just trying to force the hand of FlyQuest right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You see the pink ward coming through here will reveal Yuji. Darkwings wants this wave out. That's what he's looking for. But he needs to leave, like, right now, Lennon. He's overstaying.
Oh, we got the flash play coming out from Breezy. We were looking for decisiveness from the bottom side. Masu, though, is that decisive presence. No, Lynx bombs him down. Winsome's all by himself, maybe try to get out. The hook not going to land, but he does get that depth charge. And this poor Lulu is going to be joining Masu in the death realm as Breezy comes up big in the bot lane of AOE 2.
Wow, they're going to lose a good bit off the back of that. Even though you trade the Herald, the fact that you are naturally winning out these 2v2, picking up all these extra turret plates really just makes up the difference here. That's 3 plates now that Lynx and Breezy have been able to get for themselves here.
Also,
and you're going to see it. Sorry. Yeah, like they are just out CSing them, and it's just a good call here. You flash, you know Masu doesn't have flash, so it doesn't matter who you pick, you're going to get something out of it. And despite Masu's best attempts, you just can't out-damage the Mega Inferno Bomb. And I love that they kept it going, too.
Gotta keep the trade rolling at that point. Breezy having hit that level 6 during that engagement, having that advantage there as well. So big stuff from AOE. They start off with about 1,000 gold lead, not a 1,000K. That would be actually insane. But you do want to continue to focus for AOE. Where we'll be looking next. You're trying to get these marks up. You have a Rift Herald that's been taken by Yuji. You're going to need to find a way to play around that.
Right, and we saw in that game 1, Will was actually doing a pretty good job at tracking Yuji once he got those Rift Heralds, keeping an eye on him, understanding where he wants to prioritize, and that's likely not going to change realistically because you only have 2 options. Faisal on the top side, getting this Gwen ahead, those extra turret plates, that first brick would really be good to unlock him, or you play it for Masu, where if you get a turnaround here, Masu and Winsome, who've been struggling in this laning phase, would be able to get something back. And it's just going to be the question of where's Yuji going to go?
A nice little combo down here on a Winsome, but trading back some damages. Masu, the Mega Inferno Bomb comes out. They will have the execution of this tower very
they're just
shortly.
Gonna get first brick.
A little bit dangerous, but should be able to burn it down here. And that's 5 plays over to Lynx. AOE are blowing out this bot lane right now.
Who needs the Rift Herald, Lennon? Lynx is like, I'll do it myself. He is 800 gold above Faisal, the most fed member on the side of FlyQuest Challengers. He is miles ahead of Masu right now with a lead of 1,700 gold. So this has been a much better start to the game for AOE, and it's FlyQuest who are the ones who have fallen behind.
Now, first item spike coming online as well for AOE, even getting a little bit scarier. You have Yuji that needs to use this Rift Herald very shortly.
Yeah,
should be able to get back onto the map here and try to get some plates back. Still got a lot of time. Luckily, that's the one thing, is AOE have done this so early that FlyQuest still have a lot of options.
That's right. FlyQuest, although, like you said, running out of time to drop the Herald. I'm kind of confused. It looked like it's timed out.
I've seen it across all the LPL games, at least recently in the last week since 13-11. There's something wrong with it. There is still time on it.
Okay.
It's like there's like a quarter left usually by the time that the timer goes out. It's very weird. It's got to be a spectator bug.
Yeah. Okay, so then he still has the Herald to work with. Masu being on the top side tells me he's going to look to drop it here soon. But look at Will and Darkwings. They're already on the move here to cover for Lynx. This play could be disastrous.
Oh, TP play. Trying to collapse on the Lynx. The power members here of Breezy and Lynx are the focus. As Breezy says, peace, see you later. I'm out. He's going to have to pull his best Spider-Man out of this one. Will trying to get away as well. You got fights across the board up here. As Spyrax getting engaged on by Darkwings. You don't want the Ascension as Darkwings and Will combine to take down the mid laner of FlyQuest.
Yeah, both teams feeling the brunt of the teleport changes here, and they might want a little bit more. Breezy is making sure that they can't get too much done onto this turret. AOE, they want more.
Fight, baby. We got the TP in, knocking up over here on the Faisal. He's getting a little bit low, but we have a split by Concept. Is all by himself. Tries to all up, but goes right down. Masu picks that one up, but it's a 1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1 after 1-for-1, but AOE are the ones who are coming out on top. Lynx being able to take advantage of that teleport, pick up more turret gold, win some. Can we talk? What are we doing? This is not it, man. AOE are just picking up so much gold. You're seeing them just run away with some of these item spikes coming through here. And now we're going to see the teleport play. Again, really good start here from Faisal. Not really sure what happened with the satchel. I guess I thought being rooted doesn't matter, but it's looking like it does. And it's pretty much done at this point. But I like this from AOE, that ability to make the call to run away with it. Take advantage of the fact that the all-in is coming here onto Spirax. And after not this teleport, but the next teleport, that's when you knew AOE could turn this one around.
Truly seems like the composition and the fighting between these two is non-stop.
That teleport.
Also, yeah, that TP to just keep it going.
All right, and it's just really easy. Good on Breezy to be able to get all the CC to stall Faisal out long enough to allow that kill to go down. Even though Concept dies on the other side, 2 for 2 is fair. More gold for Lynx. You get Dragon number 2. Lennon, I consider this an absolute win.
Absolute win as a second dragon goes over to AOE. Got them pushing onto this tier 2 potentially, or at least positioning for it on the bot side. We get an Infernal Soul as well. So just like last game, dragons will be important here.
That's right. And there it is. The bug was
there. You go.
It's all right.
The second buff.
It just happens from time to time. But now we can take a look at the gold graph here. And
no, you
never
can't,
mind,
because you're getting engaged on Amasu. So much damage, but not enough to take him down. Beautiful healing out from Winsome.
Spyrex's flash.
Yuji going back in. There's the flash play, but Lamb's Respite was used. They're just trying to get out of this fight, though. The little bit of healing given back over to FlyQuest, and Breezy should sacrifice his life here. Does go with that flash and the dredge line, but it doesn't matter. Moonlight Vigil on the Lynx.
Oh, I got him
down, Masu.
And a much-needed win here for FlyQuest Challengers. They should be able to take down this mid-turret and get another Rift Herald off the back of this. So just off one fell swoop, they've managed to narrow the gold lead that AOE have gotten for themselves here. The teleport will save the turret, but doesn't save the turret on the top side. Oh, Dark Wings. He took that personally.
Took it a little personally, but won't be able to find anything to try to pick them off in the end. We do get that Rift Herald number 2 going back over to Yuji as well.
Yeah, he's going to get out of there. So the Rift Herald for Yuji, as you said, Lennon, on top of the play coming through mid lane, it's really evened things up. There's really no verifiable gold lead now. FlyQuest managed to catch up and undo a lot of what AOE have done in these early minutes, and that's pretty rough. Again, I still lean towards AOE and how they're going to be able to fight out as long as they keep making space for Lynx and Will. But the fact that FlyQuest are winning out on these skirmishes, finding these bits of gold, still means that they're in this one.
They are indeed. And that's where you can never count this team out. I think we've talked so much about Yuji and Will. But yeah, truly going back to the conversation about Yuji, where FlyQuest are so confident to build around this guy. There's a reason why I made a graphic with an explosion and some cool guy sunglasses for him, where he gets Challenger across the world, because this guy is that workhorse. He will find ways to be successful, and we've seen that in his track record, in his multiple MVP nominations. He's gonna have to make something happen now as his carry is about to go down. He does get that preemptive engage on the Lynx. He just takes him out. Solo bolo for Yuji right in the middle of the fight. He goes down immediately after, though. Will gets that mark, and Winsome should join him in the dust. 2 kills for Will.
Wow, it's turn after turn after turn, but it's AOE who are still standing as the dust settles. The 2 for 1, even though Lynx falls, they get the mid-tier 1 turret, they pick up some gold, and they're going to be able to get another mark for Will. He's hit 5, already past the spike. That first spike is getting closer to the next one.
Yo, the dopamine.
Dude.
Dopamine right there. He got the marks. He got the double marks. He's got the completion of his jungle item. He got his Trinity for it. He already had that. He got the boots out. Like, man, the dopamine for Will is off the charts right now.
Dude, he's got to be loving life at the moment. He's getting
I want to see that smile, man. He has one of the most infectious smiles.
He does, man. I love it. That's what we might see. AOE could be working their way towards that win, tying the series here and avoiding getting 2-0'd by FlyQuest. That's the thing. They got to close it out, Lennon. The skirmishings look good. They're finding a lot of these angles, turning these fights, and really taking advantage of Lynx teleport. And it's not always going to be up forever here. You see FlyQuest, like you said, down, but never out. there are still ways for them to play out these fights, and a lot of it is around Yuji and Spyrax. The CC that they have setting up Masu to put out damage.
Also want to check in on some item completions. You got 2 items there for Darkwings.
Oh,
and what is that?
That's Imperial Mandate.
What could it be? Crazy. How you want to facilitate your marksman. I love it.
It's so good. The extra damage he's going to be able to put on. The slows from Rylai's count for something like Imperial Mandate as well. This is a really nice utility build coming through here for Darkwings. You'd love to see it.
Trying to enable Will in every possible situation, but also just be a teamfight menace. It will be a pain in the side of FlyQuest, but we got a dragon spawning in 25 seconds, and AOE are looking at Soul Point beatdown.
Yeah, we haven't even really got to touch on that. AOE have been taking a lot of fights around. Okay, come on.
Also gets half his health chunked out, and the wild growth, and his flash. That's a lot of cooldowns. As re-engaged now, Spyrax was on the backside, but I don't know if he wanted to be there. Might find himself in the sewers there. Darkwings picks up the kill.
I don't know why we're fighting that, Lennon. Masu is effectively out of the fight, but instead, Yuji thinks he can take someone out with Spyrax. When I said Yuji Spyrax, I meant the setup for the Aphelios. So this is something that teams do that I find very unfortunate. It sucks to give up Soul Point, but if you fight for it in a disadvantageous situation, not only do you lose Soul Point, but you give away gold, objectives, structures, and things like that. So I would have liked FlyQuest to just make a trade on the other side of the map, do literally anything else. But now, they gave away more gold. AOE have Soul Point. That's a win-win.
What their decisions have wrought is a big advantage for AOE. Not as much as FlyQuest seemingly had in game number 1, but it's driving the right bargain right now for AOE. And that is straight off of Will's back, right? Like the fact that this guy picks up the Rek'Sai in game number 1, goes that unbelievable KDA, and then now on the Kindred is popping off. We'll see a check-in with Darkwings and Faisal going at a sustained battle, but the focus has to be Will.
It does. And the fact that Will is 4-1-2 at the moment here, has long since finished the Trinity Force and is going towards, oh, look at that, the Wit's End. He's already completed it. He's in a good spot to be that carry. I mean, to his credit, the early game, like we highlighted, was really good for him. The angles he was able to find, and even in game 1, the way he is able to limit what Yuji wants to do has been big for AOE, especially here in game 2.
If he can step up to the plate here, as maybe looking for the Smark on the other side. He's about to hit his 7th. A nice little
another
spike
spike, yeah.
But still looking for it, as now it's actually moving towards mid with a lot of the focus from Fly, but they are actually looking for a pick onto Darkwings as he transitions to mid lane. Spyrax comes around the corner. Yuji right here as well. Yuji with that 2-item spike of his own. Darkwings, you don't got enough sustain, and Spyrax picks it up.
A really nice catch out there. It's not going to get you anything like the Baron. It's a little too early in the game for that, but means Spyrax can push this top wave out and allow FlyQuest to keep the vision line that they've set on the top side here. They've got a couple wards down. They have an idea where AOE can be based on that. You can see the pings on the Baron like, hey, are they there? Just to make absolutely sure. So that they do get themselves a little breathing room on the map here. And this is what we were asking AOE to do in the last game. You're kind of struggling? Make a play at the side lane.
Find every advantage that you can. We are pretty even up on item spikes though right now. You got that Gnasher's 2-second item for Faisal. Love to see that. But specifically, a lot of magic resist being built by both junglers, and your item spikes for the carry starting to come online as well.
That's right. We gotta be honest. Even though the bot lane story has been Lynx and Breezy all day, we gotta look at Masu. He respects. He's got the Gale Force. That second item spike, pretty big for the Aphelios. Means he will be a damage threat. The big thing is that AOE have been getting to him before he can do any real damage. And as long as that keeps up, those items don't really matter. But Lennon, join me in the magical land of the Cope Corner. If FlyQuest can make space for Masu, allow him to get his damage off, it's winnable.
All right, the Cope Corner has made its statement. All that agree and go to the Cope Corner. Take a seat. As you do, make sure you add Beatdown on Twitter.
True.
Or go follow at PathLCS. You know, that works too.
I like that one better.
Gotta chill. Now, Yuji is in a little bit of an aggressive stance here, but first and foremost to the Dragon Pit for this Vision game is AOE. There's about a minute and a half till next Dragon. AOE will need to be at that fight to try to press it. FlyQuest probably need to be there too.
I want you to hear me out on this, Lennon. AOE don't need that 4th Dragon. The fact is, it's such an important part. Yes, you go for the Baron. Top tier 1 turret is still up here. I think the thing I really like about getting Soul Point, especially if your team can live without the Dragon Soul, is the pressure that being at that point in the game offers you. FlyQuest have to respect that. That's why they're having Faisal here, who's really big on the Gwen at the moment here, keeping the lane pushed in, trying to do his best to keep pressure, but instead, Will's on him.
That's a trigger pull and a half from AOE right onto Faisal. He thought he could take the fight, but there ain't no fight to give.
Oh, they tried to answer back onto Lynx as well, but that's a big pick there. There isn't a trade, really, that FlyQuest can go for. Baron isn't really on the cards for them, and I guess I was wrong. AOE could have gone topside, could have gone for a trade, but instead, they're like, yeah, but Infernal Soul, it feels so cool.
We're winning, let's go!
Yeah,
win harder,
exactly.
Press that button!
Yeah, but FlyQuest are not going to go for the Baron. That's not as fun.
They just don't have the damage right now. They'd really want 3 items on Masu for anything.
They do.
But they got to push now through the mid lane. AOE can be answering them in kind here.
And you see the vision. They know they forced FlyQuest to have to answer this wave, and that ward that Breezy placed over that mid wall means they'll know if they try and walk up towards the Baron. This is an easy Dragon Soul here coming through for AOE. The teleport from Concept just solidifies it.
I saw in the back line here. It looks like Will actually was non-committal to the Dragon. They're just going to turn and burn right now. 5,000 health. Can they get in the pit for FlyQuest? Yuji not even close. Can't get there. That's Soul. It's Infernal Soul too. You got the Lambs Respite to save Dark Wings. Here comes Yuji over the side. Yuji's wombo combo. That Moonlight Vigil went wide. That's huge, but Masu's still looking to fight here as well. You got a big combo coming through from FlyQuest as Masu flashing over the wall. He goes golden, but he should go down to Concept. Concept can't kill him. Concept can't get him, and Masu's on a killing spree.
What did I tell you? If Masu can stay up and DPS, he can go crazy. He had the stopwatch as well, even though they lost Soul. This is an opportunity for FlyQuest to go for the Baron, and it's a way for them to swing the gold finally back into their favor.
It just feels like fate arrives for FlyQuest all the same. If you let it go any longer than 25 minutes, they start picking you apart, and these team fights were looking oh so good. They burn down the Baron before Will can even get there. There is no fight. The Soul is yours, but the Baron is ours, says FlyQuest.
They want more.
So going for it. Winsome just left out on his lonesome. Spire's going to TP back into the pit. Blast from Breezy will stop it. So 2 Baron buffs should go out. Blast from Spirax will not be burned, but that is another mark for the Kindred. 8 in total for Will.
It's already past that second spike. A lot of damage, extra range, attack speed, and everything. So FlyQuest, it's tough. The fight was good. Going for the Baron was also good, but losing 2 on that swing like that is a little bit unlucky, especially because Masu, he's not careful. He used both his summoners in that last fight. He is going to go ahead and respect that. AOE are still in a very commanding position with that Dragon Soul, but that last fight was an example of what FlyQuest can do.
But look what AOE can do. One ability, half-healthing Masu. Yuji wants a response, though, as well, as that should just be it. Yuji gets another solo polo in this game, and he's taking it to Will, but Will answers right back. Firing from afar, he goes godlike.
And this is getting a little tough. Lynx is getting taken advantage of. The fact that he doesn't have the flash, he can get blown up very quickly. He needs to be careful in these coming fights, or a death like that could cost AOE the whole game. AOE down 500 gold. They did lose the Baron over to FlyQuest, but this is still not the worst position for them to be in. They still have the power to close things out, but it's going to be tough, Lennon. It might come down to that Elder fight. I don't see AOE ending the game in 3 minutes.
I love that we're going to have an Elder fight at 30 minutes into the game. It is so great. And the gold graph for this game is going to be so up and down as I speak about it. You got little gives here from AOE every which way, but FlyQuest have been able to find advantages of their own. And it's just been the back and forth match that we expected.
It has been. AOE fall in game 1 despite valiant efforts. FlyQuest are now the ones falling behind in game 2 as AOE pick it up. This could end up going towards that 1-1, but remember, FlyQuest do have a pretty good shot at closing things out themselves. I like that AOE are just brute forcing this tier 2 again, making use of the Zags and easily just gonna walk down towards this bot side as well. And they can just do the exact same thing. That's more gold they're gonna grab as Spyrax goes for the split. Remember, Spyrax doesn't have Baron buff, so his split is not as effective because he died after the Baron take.
It's not, but that wave that he has is pretty effective. So they will be able to get that tier 2. Some backs coming out from AOE as Baron buff will be falling here very shortly for FlyQuest. As honestly, pretty good defense. Not too bad.
Not at all. The AOE still have that top wave to answer for. And this is the thing now. Both of these teams were even gold, but Infernal Soul is here for AOE. FlyQuest, keep an eye on them to look for picks. Yuji and Spyrax setting up for Masu, getting someone out of the picture early on, forcing a key ult, like the Demonic Ascension from Darkwings. That is what you need them to do if you're a FlyQuest fan. And on AOE side, I mean, they just want a front to back, Lennon. They're chilling.
Yeah.
They just need to make sure they don't get caught.
The Radiant Virtue for Darkwings. I love
My
this
goat.
build
The
so
most
much.
utility.
But specifically, we are at those 3 item spikes, right? We're at the point where Masu is going to be online with this Lord Doms. Your tankiness isn't going to be as effective.
Yeah.
And you have an Elder Dragon to fight, right? That is a game-winning objective. You'll be able to push down very easily if you're AoE side. So you want FlyQuest to have a lot of vision, a lot of information, but also a good entrance to that fight. And that relies on our wonder duo of Yuji, but Masu as well.
And another thing I want to add, Masu, big part of that play he was able to make in the Dragon Soul fight was that he had a stopwatch. Well, it's blown, Lennon. It's gone. He doesn't have that anymore, but Darkwings and Lynx do. So that means this fight is that much more difficult for FlyQuest challengers to close it out. But look at the bottom brush. What did I say? Spyrax, Yuji, they are looking for the pick angle. They blow someone up. They improve their chances at this Elder drastically.
They want to look for a Flash Tibbers play. Something will lock down, knocked up. Lambs of Spite has to come out. You got Darkwings with the Ascension. FlyQuest trying to make a move. You got Red White for Masu. He's stacking up those chakras, but he can't get the damage down. Here he
He's
comes.
getting the damage down.
It's
Masu.
them out. The Blender has arrived, and a double kill for the Wi-Fi wizard Masu. He wants another one. Calibrum shot misses, but that's a mid lane push. And FlyQuest, they're looking as decisive as ever. They want to go for an inhib.
This 30 seconds. They could look for more. If Lynx and Will aren't careful, this could end up being the game, but it's not yet, as FlyQuest are waiting to collect their prize, the game-winning buff that is the Elder Dragon.
This was all part of their plan, wasn't it? Just give all 4 dragons over to AoE. We'll take this Elder Dragon when it spawns. We'll say Winsome needs to be a little bit careful, but that is a big objective for FlyQuest.
It is. And FlyQuest, they have the tools. Yeah, it's okay. FlyQuest have the tools to close things out, and this is the big thing here. The mid-jungle duo of FlyQuest challengers finding that angle. You force the Lamb's Respite out in a less than opportune moment. This isn't the fight you want as AoE, and you see them trying to do their best, trying to output damage. The thing that is key here is that Lynx and Masu are throwing damage into tanks, but when it comes to tank shredding, green and white guns, Aphelios just goes unreal, especially with the Moonlight Vigil. So that's really the difference maker there. And AoE, you just have to rely on your wave clear and hope that you can survive 2 more minutes.
We said 3 items. Masu was online. You get this spike for FlyQuest, and they are utilizing it now. 3,000 gold lead. They have the Elder. They can force the Baron.
Yeah, and it's hardly a force. They're just going to get it nice and easy, and there isn't going to be... Whoa. Okay, that was really close. But AoE are going to be able to get that one for themselves here. Again, you have a lot of wave clear to rely on as the Ziggs, so there's a good chance, as long as AoE are careful, they're going to be able to stall. Especially because Yuji, Spyrax, they blew their flashes in that fight. There is no snap engage available for FlyQuest challengers. And that means that we might not see this game end. We might be in this for the long haul, Lennon.
You got Elder Dragon for a little while longer, plus this Baron buff for 2.5 minutes. But again, the siege composition is a little bit harder to put together. They're going to try to multi-lane this one top and mid. They got 3-2 going on.
Yeah, this one is good. You take advantage of the exposed inhibitor. That's going to go down easy. They have a lot of speed. They might want to take advantage of, but it's just going to be 2 inhibitors as FlyQuest walk away.
We got a second minion wave coming in mid lane, and they have Elder Dragon for another minute. So still wanting to kind of keep the pressure here. Maybe looking to get out after this wave goes down. Oh my God! Spyrax.
Yeah, he wants to run very, very fast, Lennon. And I mean, you're seeing
he didn't have that shield. That might have actually killed him right there.
Yeah, maybe. And we're seeing the power of that Ziggs with Infernal Soul. Like, the wave clear is crazy. These supers, it's not going to really do much. We're probably going to go to another Elder Dragon, Lennon. But it's looking pretty good for FlyQuest. The fact is, so far in these last couple of team fights, Masu is the one outputting all this damage here. It's a bit more of a struggle for the Ziggs here on Lynx to be able to get any damage, to lethal damage onto Faisal, Yuji, Spyrax, and Masu. He's chilling. He's got a Lulu at his back. He's got shields and wild growth. That is the 80 carry dream. Oh no, did we lose Lennon? Did we lose me? I still see the game moving. I'm just gonna assume that I am the one in this, and Lennon has been sent to the Shadow Realm. So we get him back. I mean, for the moment, big things here. 230 till the Elder. You just want to use this Baron buff as much as you can for FlyQuest. They're going to be able to easily get that done. Oh, they want to really push for this next turret as well. If they get the 3rd inhibitor, there is the chance that maybe they could take advantage and watch Yuji here. You're going to see him use the Blast Cone. Oh my God, they're going to jump in. Lamb's Respite will save Lynx. They're going to go for somebody else. Masu ends up getting him anyway. This could be FlyQuest looking to close things out. Masu's ghosting. Damage is coming through. Concept is going to be able to pull one, but it's not enough. The Moonlight Vigil is crazy. Masu is going to close things out, and FlyQuest will clutch out and win the series 2-0. Goddamn Masu. That's my Wi-Fi wizard.
Man, I don't know if you can hear me. But if I'm talking here, my goodness, what an end to the series. But also Masu popping off, man. I love to see it. Pour one out for Will, though, I will just say.
Real quick, that was a good game from AOE. It's really tragic that it ended up ending this way, but it was really good from FlyQuest to be able to pull things back, especially the way they were taking advantage, specifically of the CC they had in Yuji and Spyrax.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Spyrax after a short little break, though, with Sierra, so check in just a little bit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ryzen post-game interview. I am joined here by Spyrax after the 2-0 win over AOE. First off, congratulations on the win. It was definitely one the team looked like they had to work for, though, because that second game, it kind of looked a little up in the air for a little bit. What was happening?
I'll say I'm not even sure myself, but my coach brought up a good point where, like, stage matches as opposed to scrim games are like a lot like slower overall. So, like, when we keep practicing like these fast-paced games and stuff, it's like once we get on stage, it's a bit hard to like adapt or like try to like get smaller advantages over time. Like, because all we're thinking about is like just perma-fighting. So it's a bit rough, but at least we pulled through.
Is that something you would think has... I mean, it's not necessarily the slowest start. After this game, you're at 5-3. It's definitely not the worst, but we spoke a little bit beforehand. You said it could be better. Do you think that how things are playing out in scrims as opposed to actually out here on match day has been one of the biggest contributing factors, or do you think there's something else kind of there?
Wait, can you say it again? Sorry, I was zoned out. My fault.
You just came off of a long game. It's okay. Basically, scrims playing out very different to your match days. Do you think that's the biggest reason to the couple of losses you've taken so far, or is there kind of something else? Like, whereabouts is this?
Oh, okay. So week one, like our losses, we didn't have like that much practice going into this match, especially for me, since I didn't get to play the game as much throughout the off season. So I was still like trying to get back into it. But I mean, in week 2 we felt like a lot more prepared, I would say, coming into these matches. So it's all a matter of like how much we're able to transfer our skills or like the way we play in scrims, like on stage. Like I think we've been doing pretty well in scrims. So yeah, normally, I feel like these games should be going a lot smoother, but it's okay.
Hey, if this week already feels better than last week and you're starting off with a 2-0, then only up from here. And we even spoke to Masu last week, who spoke to the fact that, hey, this FlyQuest Challengers roster is going to be the best Challengers team by the end of the split. Maybe not there yet, still a little bit of work to be done. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that and where maybe this work could be done to be that top team in Challengers.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with Masu that by the end we're going to be potentially number 1 or number 2 at worst, I would say, because I think individually we're all we can all be top 1 or 2 within our respective roles. So it's just a matter of how much we can, or if we're able rather, to improve constantly throughout the weeks. Because I mean, it's kind of weird to say, but we don't care like as much about the wins themselves. We're just trying to like make sure that we're really comfortable on stage and play. Because I think that's a big issue that teams like every team and every player have normally.
Just kind of a little too focused on the win, but not really looking at that long-term growth and improvement.
Yeah, kind of the opposite. We care more about like getting better. Yeah.
That's good. That's good though, especially too looking at your career. It actually, with Yuji as well, being a part of FlyQuest for Challengers for last split, including the year before on Academy, you've gotten to stay with this org for a long time and stayed together kind of as this duo, even when things have kind of been a little chaotic around you. So how has that been now, kind of going forward with FlyQuest, even with these changing parts, these new members coming in?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels nice to stay on the same team for this long, because at one point you kind of get used to like everything from like the environment to your teammates. Obviously we've had some swaps in our rosters, but like Yuji has been with me like since the beginning, so it's good. I don't have to like go through mid jungle stuff nearly as much, like especially at this point. We kind of just know how we should be playing the game for the most part. We do end sometimes, but it's okay. Also it helps that Yuji is like pretty nice even like outside of League, because I know there's like a lot of players who are not like as disciplined or kind of just stupid, so it's nice to have someone as mature as him.
Out of all people, thankfully you're with Yuji for your journey. Our last question here before I let you go, and we'll keep this one lighthearted, but after match days or after a rough day of scrims, is there anything that you like to do, any sort of hobbies that you like to do at the end of your day?
For myself, I kind of like to just rest, because I don't get much time to do that since I'm trying to like grind a lot of the game, even post scrims. So, I mean, last week, for example, like our first off day, we went to Universal together as a team. Fortunately, Faisal can't come in because he is remote, which kind of sucks. But yeah, we'll probably like to do something else as a team again.
How was that trip, by the way? Because we got to see a picture on Twitter. Can't pull it up, but it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was a bit hot or warm towards the end, and unfortunately, I think Winsome had an English lesson, so we had to leave a bit earlier than we would have wanted to.
Man, it just means that you're saving something for next time, right?
Yeah, I mean, besides that, it was fine. It was good.
I'm glad you get to do the stuff with the team, and congratulations yet again on the victory. Before I let you go, any final words from you, Spyrax?
No, just keep looking forward to watching us play, and thank you for watching.
Sounds good. Have a good rest of your night, okay? Enjoy your rest.
Thank you.
Yeah. As for us, no rest for us. There is a lot more League to be played today and a lot more to watch. Next up, it's going to be TLC going up against Cincinnati Fear. A short break, but we'll be back soon.